Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Timwe Presents with the KTANE Puzzle Plethora. Once again we have a new puzzle for you and it's called Coordination. Now that immediately rings true here because there is a module called Coordinates, but we'll get to that. I haven't seen the actual puzzle yet. I do have the answer code ready just as before, so in my answer checker I can use that code to check if the answer is chicken, but of course it isn't, so we will use that to check our answers. So this is the first time I'm going in blind, and let's see what we're up against. I would really appreciate it if my friends would stop horsing around. Okay, horsing reminds me of the knight's move in chess. It also talks about friends, so I'm gonna say friendship. Let's take a look at the friendship module. Because I'm thinking F, V, C, P, these are the only letters that occur anywhere. And I was wondering whether, you know, we don't have anything starting with V in friendship, so maybe friendship is not the right one, I don't know. But we do seem to have something with, oh wait, horsing around could also be referring to ponies, which is of course what the friendship module is based on. But I still seem to think that knight's move might be a thing. Let's see if I can connect all of the F's with a knight's move. Apparently no, this one here doesn't have an F, a knight's move away, and neither does this one, so that's not it. Okay, so now we have that colored strip. Let me take a quick look at what this is. Okay. This is a table cell. Y means yellow, I see. And then this is okay, so there are two table cells here. One of them is yellow and the other one is just nothing. Alright, and then presumably after that we have green, and then after that we have purple. Alright, so let's write down these combinations. We have yellow, green, purple, purple, green, cyan, purple, yellow, cyan, purple, purple, cyan, green, cyan, purple, yellow, and then green, purple, yellow. And these, right, okay, so I noticed that these are 4 different colors, and many of these letters, like for example V could be taken to mean violet, but then what would P be? Well, you know, C sounds like cyan. Oh, but T, if anything, T would be turquoise, which is also the same as cyan. And I don't know what F would be. I mean, F could be fuchsia, but none of these are fuchsia. Okay, right, so what could these letters be telling us? I would really appreciate it if my friends would stop horsing around. Okay, so P's. Let's see if we can read something into the P's, because that seems to be the rarest of the bunch. Let's see where all the V's are. This is where all the V's are. And then we have F's. And of course T's and C's. So I guess the C's are gonna stay white. Okay. Oh, there's another T there. We want that yellow. Okay, so let's see if I can notice some kind of pattern in here. It's definitely not Braille, because Braille would be in columns of 2. So every row has 3 letters on the left, 3 letters on the right, and then 3 colors in the middle. What do I do with that? And especially the V. I mean, the only thing in this module that starts with V is vinyl scratch. Or it is actually, ooh, let's see, F, C, let's see if all of them are a valid thing. P, F, C, P, V, and T. Okay. And let's write these down. C is equal to authenticity, F is equal to charitableness, P is equal to helpfulness, T is equal to laughter, and V is equal to open-mindedness. Okay. And now I'm thinking that maybe there's some kind of indexing involved, like if these colors somehow stand for numbers in some way, but not with the friendship module, I don't think, and also not with the coordinates module, which is what I initially thought of. And at this point, I'm no longer convinced that knight's moves play a role. So let's see, we have 5 different things, so maybe this could be base 5 numbers, but then I wouldn't know which one of these would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If the first letters of these are relevant, A, C, H, L, O, let's see if I can form an anagram of those. Yeah, that's not looking like anything. Whew. This is stumping me quite a bit. I would really appreciate it. I don't think that part of the flavor text hints at anything. But friends is clearly hinting at friendship, and horsing around could be either ponies or knight's move. I don't see how it could be anything else. So what else could these letters stand for? I think honestly this is like the most likely. But then what are the colors? Let's see. One of the colors is yellow. And which ones of these have a clearly yellow background? There seems to be only one. And that is Golden Harvest, aka Carrot Top. And then we have a darkish green. Are any of these dark green? The only real green is this one here, but that's... oh, there's another one here. Granny Smith and Tree Hugger. But those are not dark green. Okay, so for a moment there I thought resistor codes, because violet is a resistor color, but cyan is not, so that's not relevant either. Let's see if the word appreciate, art appreciation. No, there's nothing here that would allow me to turn these colors into anything useful, so I don't think it's that. Right, also I noticed there are 7 rows and 6 columns. If it were 6 by 6, it would be more likely to be a knight's move thing. Like, let me just point out that there is a knight's move puzzle in the KTANE Puzzle Hunt by Elias, but this one is apparently 8 by 8. So I don't think that is relevant. Oh boy, where do I start? Okay, so if the first row, which is FTV and then TPF, if I were to write that out using these elements of harmony, I will get charitableness, laughter, open-mindedness. Oh, why didn't I think of this? These could form words using the first letters. Right, but it doesn't look like this one does. Okay, let's try and see what we get if we literally just replace all of these letters with the with the first letter of the element of harmony that they represent. Yeah, I can't see anything in this. I mean, it feels like it's kind of close to forming words, but not really. And also, I still don't know what the colors in the middle stand for. Right, let's put that stuff here. And I don't think this is relevant anymore, so let's do that. Okay, so the first row, which is this one here, has the colors yellow, green, purple. Okay, how about this? The colors that are involved are yellow, green, purple, cyan, and is that it? I must be missing one. Yellow, green, cyan, purple. Yeah, there are only these 4. Why would it be 4? Right, let's see if there is... Yeah, of course, lots and lots of manuals use those colors. The question is if there is one that uses literally only those colors. Yeah, no, I really don't see what module actually uses just those 4 colors specifically. What if instead of purple I put violet? That'll give me much fewer... ooh! Google actually decides that violet and purple are synonyms. Okay. That works, I guess. Odd one out. Well, you see, if the flavor text had the word odd in it, then this might be something, because the odd one out manual has a color, has a number for each of these colors. But then again, as I say this, it occurs to me that purple isn't there. It has magenta, but not really a purple, and there must be a reason that this uses purple and specifically not the sort of fully saturated magenta. Okay, so I just randomly thought of European travel. This one has aqua, which is cyan, but it doesn't have purple, so that's out of the question too. Alright, let's use double quotes to find a manual that uses exactly those 4 words, and there's probably none. Okay, interesting. Bamboozling Button Grid does use the word violet. The reason I thought it might be none is because, to my knowledge, Resistors is the only one that uses the word violet, but now I notice that even my own module, Odd One Out, uses violet in one of the 2 color schemes. Let's see if instead of violet we can have purple. Okay, so I'm specifically looking for a match here which has only the colors that I typed in and not extra like orange, because this puzzle seems to very specifically use only those colors. I don't think it's that, so I need to think a bit more about friendship, because I still don't know how friendship fits into this. Except, of course, for the letter standing for some elements of harmony. So it seems to me that the most likely interpretation is that I'm supposed to index into these words using some code. And presumably the colors give me that code. Is it going to be color math again? It could be, but why would it have only those 4 colors? And also there is no clue hinting at color math. And also we've just had a color math puzzle, a special colored puzzle, the previous puzzle. So in the first row, FTV, TPF, F would stand for charitableness, and then T would stand for laughter, and the V would stand for open-mindedness. Let's do this. And then we have another T, which is laughter, and then a P, which is helpfulness, and then an F, which is charitableness. Now, if I were to take one letter from each of these words, let's see if we can form a 6-letter word out of that. That makes sense in context. Well, looks like lots of such words are possible. So if I wanted to form the word center, let's say, then, let's see. So if I wanted to form the word center, then this would have to be a 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, and then either a 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This would be the T, so that would be 6. And then an E, which would be either 2 or 4, 6, 8, 9. And then the Romeo would be 4. So what I was hoping to find is that the indexes in the first 3 would be the same as the indexes in the latter 3. And then I could form a translation table for the colors. But unfortunately that theory doesn't seem to hold up either. Well, at least not for the word center, but you know, I don't know what sense it would make to go through all of these. You know, actually, now that I think about it, it is possible. I could, in theory, write an algorithm that would find me all of the words where the same set of 3 indexes in the first 3 words could be used in the 4th, 5th, and 6th word to form one of these 6-letter results. But I don't think cloud gaming would expect people to do this, to write an algorithm. The only reason I'm considering it is because I suspect that I'm supposed to be noticing some other reference and be able to associate those colors with numbers some other way. So at this point, I think I'm out of ideas. I mean, I still had the idea of writing the algorithm, but I don't want to bore you with that. So if I'm sufficiently inclined, I might do that off camera and then come back and show you the results. But more likely, I will probably just think about this and come back potentially with a fresh idea and resume the recording then. And here we are back again with a new idea, and I know you can't, I know I can't prove this to you, but I promise you there was less than a minute between when I ended the recording and when I started this one, because as soon as I pressed the stop record button, I realized where these colors are from, and again I am just absolutely gutted that I didn't think of this. I thought of the coordinates module, but there is another one with coordinates in the name that actually uses these specific colors that we see in this puzzle. Why didn't I think of this? I am extremely upset with myself. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change all of these Charlies to alphas, because that is what the manual uses in the selection. Change all of these, thank you. And then this is a 6, this is a 9, this is a 7, this is a 3, this is a 5, this is an 8, and this is a 2. And now if we use those to index into these, let's see what that gives us. So charitableness. So now we want the 6th letter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would give us TTI, TUT. Now, it's still possible that I might have to read this in columns, or maybe the knight's move still plays a role. So maybe I should, yeah, I will do this. And I will do this in code. I will quickly, yeah, let's refresh this page and remove the coloring, because I don't think I need that anymore. But I'm going to quickly write a little script that will take all of these letters and then index into the corresponding elements of harmony. Hopefully this will give us something. So we get TTITUT, which is what I said earlier. So this is the result. So let me take a look at this. So even this, when read vertically, still doesn't give me anything valid. Maybe now I'm supposed to use the knight's move. So all of these numbers that we got from symbolic coordinates are between 2 and 9. Okay, so it can't be indexes into the row, because that would have to be between 1 and 6. But we did notice that all of these indexes fit into these. So there was no place where 9 was going to get indexed into laughter, which has only 8 letters. Because if that were the case, the C# program would have thrown. So I think that I may very well be on the right track. Can I please, yeah, let me just, there we go, make this a little more compact. And now I'm still going to do this, because I think I'm going to turn this into a spreadsheet so that I can look at the knight's move thing a bit better. Right, so let's make this big. Let's make them all centered, like this. And let's take a look. T-A-F, TAF, Tal, Talb, Talm, Talk, Tail. Nope, I'm not seeing it. Hin, Hein, no. Hib. Nope. This is not giving me anything either. Alright, we're done with symbolic coordinates though. So why are they set off into two groups of 3, right? There is really a line separating them here. I see the word tell, but that's about it. That's, given that everything else is gibberish, that is more likely to be a coincidence. Okay, so let's put that grid here. Right, okay, so we definitely don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. And we don't need this any... Well, I'm gonna keep this around. Because, you know, obviously those are the colors in the puzzle, so they might be relevant. Let me think about this some more. So here on the left we have FTV. Let's see where in the friendship manual, I probably shouldn't close the spreadsheet, so let's open a new tab with this. Where in this table do we have FT and V? There are F's here. There are T's here. I should probably mark those in a different color. And then we have V's here. Okay, so all of these should be the same, should occur the same number of times. 2, 4, 6 V's, 2, 4, 6 T's, 2, 4, 6. I have 7 F's. Aha, I did actually miss a V. It is more likely to be 7 because I do remember. And it is 7 T's. I just miscounted that. Okay, so this is all of them. And the number that we have in the first row is a 6. So we have FTV. But then again, if it was this, then the order of those 3 wouldn't matter. In fact, it just occurred to me that whenever these are the same but in a different order, then of course so would these. No, they wouldn't, because it would be a different index each time. It just occurred to me that this code that I wrote, I could have done in with a spreadsheet instead. That might have been a bit easier to follow. So let's close the code, but for now, I guess. Let's put these numbers here somewhere, just so I have them. It is still, I'm still a bit, like, it's still a bit weird that it would use only those specific 5 elements of harmony and none of the others. It could be much more mixed if it wanted to. Okay, so I don't think this highlighting is useful. Yeah, okay, let's put the original letters in the spreadsheet as well. Let's do this, and oops, there we go. And let's put that somewhere like here or something. Okay, and then I guess I'll do that. Let's also put the numbers here so that we have those. So this bit down here is the right. I'll move this down here because this part here is like, okay, so this part is literally in the puzzle, and these here I'm absolutely certain about that this is symbolic coordinates. Whereas this one here, obviously, I don't know if indexing into these elements of harmony is the right thing to do. Although I really don't see what else it could be. Do these numbers 6, 9, 7, 3, 5, 8, 2, do they all have? No. The number 2 does not have an element of harmony. So that's not it. Okay. Okay, so it just occurred to me that in symbolic coordinates, these things here are images, but there is actually a font that associates these with letters. And this font, like if I just go to the manual for the cube here, I should have the original cube manual. I should have the association right here. And if I take the first one, FTV, the T is not there. Yeah, and this is a subset of these. So FTV does not translate into these symbols. So that's not it either. So I've tried friendship, I've identified symbolic coordinates, and I've thought of the knight's move thing, but I wasn't able to do anything with that. And obviously if I just jump through this at random, then, you know, I don't know what I'm looking for. So, oh, there is tail. Look at that. Tail, fin. Whoops. Tail, no. I don't think this is gonna get me anywhere. Okay, so I have 3 words on the left, 3 elements of harmony, 3 elements of harmony on the right, and a number in the middle. I guess I'm stuck again. So once again, I'm going to take a break and come back to it if I have any more fresh ideas. And here we are again with another idea that I again literally had 1 minute after stopping the recording. Maybe I really should. It's amazing how as soon as the pressure of being live is off, your mind suddenly has the courage to explore new ideas. So anyway, so the idea I now had is that I assumed this whole time that these stand for elements of harmony. But maybe this friendship thing comes in much later, and maybe these are still supposed to be symbolic coordinate codes. Because, well, you know, I tried to associate the letters with symbols by looking at the font that these symbols are from. But there is another way to associate them, and that is the names that these symbols are generally given to these symbols by the community. And, well, one of them, this one here, is generally referred to as Pluto. This one is a coffee stain, this one is a vertex, and this one is a flag. And these seem to start with those letters. So now, I'm going to look up all of these. For the first one, we have flag, T, so T would be tunnel, I guess, and then vortex, so that would be M. And then we have vortex, coffee, flag, that would be a Lima. And now, you know what, once again I'm going to use code for this, because I enjoy coding. I said earlier that I could do this with a spreadsheet, but I'll be honest, this is more enjoyable. And then pasting that, here we go. Okay, so the idea was to index into these, but it seems that kindness and fairness both have only 8 letters, and that is a number 9. I want to make this a bit bigger and more readable. Okay, so obviously I cannot index into these. What else can I do with these numbers? Why would there be 2, 1 on each side? Like, you know, there's an element of harmony on the left, then the number, and then the 1 on the right. Why would that be the case? I am not sure I understand why that would be the case. Wait, we got loyalty twice here. Do we in fact have 2 of the same? Yeah, okay, just making sure that I've made a mistake with the code. Well, anyway, let's see what the letters do give us if we do index into the ones where we can. So if we take the uppercase of the letter in this string at this position, we would get a B. Oh, in the code I got an I, which suggests that, right, but obviously the 9 is still problematic. So here we need Charlie 1 with the index Bravo 1. Okay, let's see. That does not form a word, as far as I can tell. Let me put this information into the spreadsheet as well, just so that I have it. Oh my lord! These are all up, down, left, right. Why didn't I think of that? Oh my lord, that is just... So that means we're not looking for benevolence, fairness, etc. These columns go away. These columns go away. So what we actually want is okay, now I think I have an idea. Oh, this is really cool. I really should have looked at these letters instead of just blindly putting them into my algorithm. So here's what I'm going to do. Flexibility, and then down from... Ooh, the layout of this is different depending on the size of the page, but I'm going to assume that this arrangement is the one that is intended. So if I go down from flexibility, I get generosity, and then hopefully I can index into that using this number. Yeah, that is the right number, I hope. And I want to uppercase that. Okay, that gives me an O. So let's see if the answer starts with O. Right, let's actually make this smaller so that I can resize the... I want this to be the right size so that the arrangement is still correct. Okay, so kindness, and then left of kindness we have courage, and then up from helpfulness we have generosity, which we already had before, but there's no reason it couldn't be that. So up from patience we have open-mindedness, and I'm going to omit the hyphen because going right from generosity gives me that same thing again. And then going down from open-mindedness is patience, and going left from compassion gives me... Oh, come on! There's nothing left from here. And presumably then this doesn't give me anything. Yeah, courage also doesn't have 9 letters. Oh, come on, that was such a good idea. Oh, I'm really disappointed that that wasn't it. But at least I've now figured out that we have elements of harmony, we have numbers, and we have directions. What else can I do with that other than to navigate this list? It seems to me that this is obviously it, but it isn't. Okay, so time for another idea. If these numbers are written on a numpad, so for example 6 would be middle right, and then going down from that would be 3, or 9 if you arrange the numpad differently. But you know, why would we be dealing with a numpad? No part of the puzzle seems to hint at that. Maybe if I go to symbolic coordinates, the original manual. Yeah, no, so my idea here was that maybe the 3 characters that gave us M, which would be the flag, tunnel, and vortex, which would be here. You know, maybe I'm supposed to go in a direction from there, but there is no left and right here. This seems to be just a single line, a single column, excuse me. So as soon as we get to this one here, S, if we wanted to go left from here, that would not work. So that's not it either. What do I get if I take the letters that these correspond to? So, you know, let me just quickly make these columns narrower so that I have more space. And insert a column here. So generosity would actually be an N. Courage would be a K. Generosity again would be an N. Open-mindedness is V. Patience is W. But again, we wouldn't know how to go left from compassion because compassion is on the far left. So flexibility is an M, right? I already tried earlier to see where in this grid you would have those letters. No, I did that with the original letters that were in the puzzle, which it turned out was symbolic coordinates. So this is where the M's are, and then it says 6, so maybe I need to take the 6th of those, which would be... Oh, no, because there are always 7, so we couldn't do a 9. Good thing I noticed that before doing all the work. But, you know, the idea here would be you would find the 6th M, which would be this one, and then go down from there, you get the Y, which is selflessness, and then I don't know what. Yeah, so it's not that either. So once again, I'm going to pause the recording because I know that as soon as I pause it, I'm going to come up with another idea, so I will see you again in a moment. And here I am again with another idea, but unfortunately I already know that this new idea doesn't work, but I'm just going to show it to you. My idea is, or rather I noticed that there are exactly 7, and there are also 7 occurrences of each letter in the grid. So I thought maybe you take the first M, the second S, the third P, etc., and then move that many spaces in that direction. So if I find the first M here, I can indeed go down 6 spaces and find an H, which I put down here. But then if I find the second occurrence of an S, which is this one here, then yeah, you cannot go 9 spaces left from there. In fact, if it is this one here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, this is the only one where you can go 9 spaces left, and that one gives you a digit 4 and not a letter. So I don't think it is that either. And with that, I guess I'm giving up for now. If I don't have any more ideas for the next 24 hours, then I'm going to ask for a hint and then resume the recording. And here we are again with another idea. This idea was provided to me by Xmaster. Well, actually, the author, or one of the people involved in running this hunt, gave the clue that the last word in the flavor text is important. And my theory then immediately was that we're looking for letters around the edge of the grid. Which actually I thought of earlier, but the reason I didn't pursue that is because I assumed that these are directions in which you move, and if you're already at the edge of, like for example here, the S at the edge is right here on the left edge, and you can't move further left from that. But now I'm starting to think that maybe we are supposed to move left to that and get this guy here, which is Thunder Lane, and then index into that name using this number. So I'm going to try that, and I'm going to get the indexes here, so I'm going to delete these other 2 columns, which I don't need anymore. So with the M moving down, we get Screwball. That gives us a B. Then with the S moving left is Thunder Lane. And then the P moving up is Cheese Sandwich. Cheese already has 7 letters. No, it has only whatever. Patience is W, so we want to move up from that. We get Cheerily. That's enough. Base. All right, that seems to form a word. So going right from this one here, we have Lightning Dust. Then from the V here. But it says going down, so we probably want this one, and that gives us Miss Harsh Winnie. Miss Harsh Winnie, there you go, that's a W. And then finally the compassion on the left side, that gives us Toe Tapper. Toe Tapper, and that gives us base 2. Now I'm going to check if that is the right answer. It is not, because that sounds more like a clue phrase. So I need to convert something into base 2. Oh, no, it's just a clue phrase for a word, obviously, and the word is binary. And that is the correct answer, ladies and gentlemen. We've solved this puzzle. So overall, I really liked the puzzle. However, the fact that we're looking at the ones that are on the edge of the grid is underclued. Apart from that, everything is fine. I think the word around is not sufficient to say this. Maybe if my edgy friends would stop horsing around, that might have worked. Otherwise, everything else is fine. This is a great puzzle. I appreciate the work that went into it, and I hope to see you again soon with another edition of Tim We Presents.